Von Allen Sports.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to Von Allen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go. Very disruptive last year. He's in the backfield the time they're going to need him today to do the exact same thing.
All right.
You can see, you just feel it, right? The energy in here. There you have the game right before us. The Rams beat the Buccaneers, and this place was just erupting on each play.
Start off just while we're waiting on people to kind of get the message that normally I wouldn't do this right after the game. I'd probably wait until after the Bills and Chiefs, but there's things I don't want to forget, you know, and make sure that it's I say everything I want to say before. So Bills got the ball first. Okay. So I don't know what's going on with my computer here. Okay. Elp of Courage, since a $5 super chase, says Brady almost had another 28-3 type comeback. Hope Bucs fans are exceedingly grateful for everything Tom has done for them. Absolutely, well said. What's going on with this mouse? My equipment is it's just like the Bucs today, so everything going wrong. All right. Thank you, Up of Courage. Rice Cream Man, since $5 super chat, he says, how about Stafford absolutely delivering for the Rams when they did everything in their power to lose the game? Maybe the Lions just sucked. Yeah, well, I think we knew that anyway, right? Okay, but yeah, that's a good point. So Israel, since $2 super chat, says, fire Todd Bowles, fire Bruce Arians, horrible loss. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it, but I'm not so certain that that was on Todd Bowles exactly. I don't know if I'm willing to go there or not. I am willing to go there with Byron Leftwich and the offense in general. If you want to go there, we can do that. But yeah, but thank you, Israel, for the super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. Okay, it looks like the Bills are driving good. It looks like they're still kind of in the same mode as they were before. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, sure. That'll work. And here's the remote for that light. Hit the white button when it's on. You have to turn it on manually, but that white will make it really bright and stuff. So okay, we have a $5 super chat from See It Twice. By the way, Daniel, I noticed that when I was looking at all your super chats for the season, almost every one of them, except I think one, was $5. You always send in $5 increments, and I just want to tell you that I really appreciate that, man. And that's awesome. Thank you. He says, took a beat up Tampa Bay team and a near Pro Bowl roster to eke one out against the GOAT. Can't win every year, and there's no shame in going down that way. And yeah, I understand that. Bill's almost about to score here. Yeah, so guys, this is kind of what I was referring to when I said that this game is going to be difficult. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be. I didn't know it was going to be this stressful. I thought they'd pull out the win somehow. Didn't see it going like this, but I knew the Rams were not a good matchup for Tampa Bay, especially after what I saw in Week 3, and there were some things I didn't like in them in the situation there. But yeah, okay. I really thought another Super Bowl 51 situation was about to happen. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat. Says Brady did what he could, but Lenny scored too fast. Did Brady do what he could? I mean, we have to go over this. I mean, we have to. Sorry, I keep looking. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Bills as well because they're about to score. So, okay. In fact, why don't I just move this over since I'm not using the green screen right now. There we go. Okay. So one thing I don't like. Let's just start from the beginning. Okay. The very beginning, I did not like all of the chatter about Will Tom. God dang. Just see if that's causing a glare. Well, it's not as bad, I guess. No, I'll just stick with that. I don't care. All right. Will Tom retire? Will he stick around? All this garbage talk right before this game. And listen, if you're thinking about retiring, there's an old saying: if you're thinking about retiring, you're already retired. If it's in your mind that you're already out the door, and I don't know if Tom is thinking that, but I didn't like how he told a news crew or I think NBC, that he told them that he'll evaluate it and stuff. He should have shut that down immediately. Buffalo just scored. Singletary for the run. Buffalo scores on the opening drive. That's big time from Singletary there. And the Bills look just like they did last week when they were completely annihilating us. So if they did it to the Chiefs, they're keeping it up. So maybe it won't look as bad. Well, actually, no, nothing will look as bad as that game last week. But anyway, I'm trying to make myself feel a little better here. Okay, so you don't leak that out. You don't tell that. When someone asks you about next year, you say, I'm not talking about next year. Leave me alone. I'm talking about right now. I'm not going to answer these stupid questions. You don't say that. And the New England Brady would have deflected that. He would have said, I'm not talking about this right now. I don't want to talk about that. We got a game to play, and I'm not thinking about those things. But he's been more loose and more interactive with social media and brand building, all these things since he's been in Florida, and it worked last year. This year, I'm not. I mean, you guys know, in the mid-season, I kind of started bringing this up. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Brady's attention seems to be a little spaced here and there, but evidently it wasn't that bad because I think he should be MVP, but he had an MVP caliber year, and they did win a playoff game, and then they made it, and then they almost came back and won that. So if that is Tom, quote unquote, not focused as much, my God, I mean, that's just ridiculous, right? But I'm not so sure that was actually the case here tonight. From the very beginning, the offense could not stay on the field. They just couldn't. Okay, I want to talk about time of possession. The Rams had the ball for 34 minutes. Bucs 25, almost 26 minutes. Now that doesn't sound too bad. Nine minutes off. It was way worse than that. That was only at the end when the Bucs defense kept getting the ball back for them. So let's not, what I mean is that the time of possession was led by the Rams when it was counting. The Rams did everything possible to screw this up as well. It was a combined effort of both teams doing stupid things and weird things and uncharacteristic things for both teams. So let's not get it twisted. It wasn't just the Bucs screwing up. The Rams did a lot of stupid stuff too. But going back to the beginning, they started off good. Two huge runs by Leonard Fournette. I told Milane, I'm like, this is good. Let's get Leonard going. Let's pace this. Let's make the defense guess so they don't always think that we're just going to air it out all the time. And that was great. And then they just, boom, had to punt it. Get off the field. Rams do something. Boom. It's another 3 and out. They go out. And it's like, okay. Nice. In the very beginning, they were doing stupid crap. Now, there were some things that I am unsure of. And I just want to, before I mention these things, this is not me. I want to be clear. This is not me saying, oh, the refs, it's because of the refs. I don't do that. Okay? I don't do that. I do. Milena maybe you do, Milena. But there were plenty of chances to win this game. There were plenty of chances, and there was a lot of things that they did stupid. Now, I'm going to point out what the refs did wrong. Yeah. Okay? Which I don't understand. And I would like some answers for it. But the first thing that the refs did was, which was weird to me, is that Matthew Stafford did try to kick Ndamukong Suh. All right? That's at least what it looked like. From the replay, I haven't seen it since then, but from what I remember, it looked like he kind of kicked out towards his crotch area. Suh took exception to that, didn't like it, started talking junk. And then he gets flagged 15 yards, and that puts the Rams in scoring range. That's practically putting up points on the board. That is the example of a ref putting up points on the board. When a 15-yard penalty for talking junk, it's not like it was a play infraction. This unsportsmanlike conduct stuff is out of hand. It's ridiculous. And why didn't they at least just cancel it out or give Matthew one for doing what he did? That's the first problem. The second one was, even the more idiotic one, was the helmet-to-helmet on Tom Brady. Busted his mouth open. Okay, that's football. Fine, it happens. Here's my problem. If you don't want to call the helmet-to-helmet or whatever, fine, whatever. I don't care. But you certainly aren't going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on Tom for complaining about it. Really? That's what you're going to do? And I don't know. That was really, really shady on the part of the officials. I just didn't like that at all. That was really weird. And then I was surprised at the end, and apparently this isn't the refs making a bad call. Apparently this is a rule, and I guess it was something that it just doesn't come up too often, but I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with it. But it was when Mike Evans got the helmet-to-helmet. I was expecting a helmet-to-helmet and then automatic first down, and it wasn't. It turned over to the Rams because the ball hit the ground, killing the play, and then it happened. Now, something that Daniel mentioned, Nightwalker mentioned in our chat, is that is kind of like a loophole that allows for defenses to take shots on fourth down in fourth down cases. So you have to time it correctly, but I don't know. That's just like a weird thing. But apparently it's a rule, and if it's a rule, it's a rule. You can't change that. So that's the call. That's the call. But that was surprising as far as that goes. Okay, gameplay. So we're not going to focus on the refs too much here. Although those two unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, the one on Ndamukong Suh and Tom, were big. But, there were chances to overcome that. The defense, I do not want to hear too much about the defense. Okay, I know that they blew some coverage. They had some blown coverages, all right? They left Cooper Kupp in the middle of nowhere on his own for that touchdown that put them up way ahead, and it made the game almost out of reach, it felt like. And then at the very end, Matthew Stafford makes that amazing pass to Cooper Kupp. He gets behind Antoine Winfield. The defense guys were out there. They were all healthy. There's no excuses. There's just no excuses. And they gave up that play. That sucks, okay? But let's go back and think about that game. How many times did the defense correct something or get the Bucs back in because the Bucs offense could not get anything going? They could not make anything happen. And this was just consistently happening. And how does Patrick Mahomes always run so? He's so slow. How does he always get open? I don't understand. It's insane. All right. Anyway, just how does he do that? It's weird. He moves in slow motion, but everyone kind of hovers around him. This is reminding me of the Bills Chiefs last year in the AFC Championship game now. All right. I'm having flashbacks here. All right. Mahomes ran a 4.8. That looked more like a 5.8. That looked like Tom Brady galloping down the field just now. All right. So this is going to be a good game, apparently. But there were opportunities. There were times where Tom would miss guys and stuff, and then there was drops after drops after drops. Okay. Yes, the offensive line didn't have Tristan Wirfs. Okay. The Rams didn't have their guy either. They didn't have Whitworth. I would say that Tom was probably facing a bit of a better pass rush, I think. Those guys are kind of in the zone right now, and they're playing well, and you got Von Miller and Aaron Donald there. That's probably, at the very least, it neutralizes that. So injuries happen. You still gotta perform. These guys are getting paid a lot of money. I don't want to hear any injury excuses either. That's whatever, man. Okay. There were chances. Why wasn't the Bucs using Scotty Miller more? Why was he not on returns? Why was he returning punts, returning kicks? I don't even know who that guy was that was returning the kickoffs, but he is slow as shit. I can outrun this guy. All right, this guy was terrible. He just always picked the wrong spot to go, and he just looked like he was just barely moving. So much involved scheme-wise and personnel, and I just didn't understand what they were doing half the time, constantly stressing out, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? A lot of the Bucs offensive players do not know clock management. They don't know to get out of bounds. They don't know to hurry up. I don't know why they didn't get into no huddle until they absolutely had to. That didn't make any sense. Why make it so hard on yourself? This is one of the sloppiest, stupidest games the Bucs have played since they played the Saints, and they damn near won it. That is insane. Okay, it's just crazy. So props to them. But one thing I picked up on also is Bruce Arians. Dude, you are a worthless, useless piece of crap. Okay? The whole game, he had his microphone pointed up. All right? Nothing to say. No The guys, you're in your 70s. You're the oldest coach in the NFL. You've been around forever. You've got nothing to contribute. You've got nothing in there, nothing at all to say anything. He was just watching. His offense and defensive coordinator are literally coaching the game. What is he for? I want to know what is his. Someone please explain to me what Bruce Arians is for. What is his purpose? All right. God, that guy is an idiot. Just whatever. You're making all that money, you're making millions of dollars a year, and you have nothing to contribute, nothing to say, just standing there like an idiot the whole time, the whole game just standing there. And then they turn to Sean McVay. Sean McVay's got his mic on. He's like coaching, no, running up to the refs, trying to talk them into flags, sitting there playing the game, playing all of it into it in the zone. And they cut to Bruce Arians. Wow. Wow. Completely pointless. All right. But looks like Patrick Mahomes just scored. He got the ball over the pylon. Um, I'm also curious about why that at the very end of the game, when the Bucs, uh, it was 4th and 1. They marked it. I was expecting a measurement of some sort because the replay clearly shows that he got a little closer than where it was marked, than the original spot. So I'm not saying it was a first down. I don't know. I just was surprised that they didn't come in and at least measure. You know, the referees officiating has been doing some really weird things in these playoffs. Yesterday they did some weird stuff and it didn't make sense, like procedural things that were like, wait, what? Why would they? It's just very bizarre, and they always seem to be in the middle of controversy and weird situations. And I don't know if they're not being trained correctly or they don't know what they're doing. If they're not focused, I don't know what the hell their deal is, but they've been way too much involved in all of the games since this playoff started, in wild card and so far this weekend. So it's just really strange. They need to keep themselves out of it. Funnily enough, there wasn't a whole lot of flags other than the stupid ones that had nothing to do with anything, the unsportsmanlike conduct and all that. So look at this. Okay. So the Rams' third down efficiency was 4 of 11, and the Bucs were 3 of 14. And anybody who watched that game, you wouldn't think that, right? And a lot of that was the Bucs defense just trying to get pressure on them. It's not easy. I want to point something out, guys. The Rams have a freaking all-star team. Okay, I don't want to hear about Tom's got a stacked team and that's what blah blah blah. Really? Has no one looked at this roster on the Rams? Even Odell Beckham Jr. said that Von Miller. He said this morning. He said that Von Miller told him that being on the Rams feels like playing in the Pro Bowl. Von Miller said that. He said, being on the Rams here, I feel like I'm playing in the Pro Bowl because everybody around me is all-stars. How is that not a stacked team? Everybody on the Rams is somebody. And you want to talk about the Bucs. Now, to be clear, I am not saying that this is why the Rams won, or I'm not taking away anything from the Rams for having a lot of good players. That's not my point. My point is that if you're going to say it about Tom and the Bucs, you've got to say it about the Rams. I don't think you should say it about anybody. Okay, this is the NFL. You got to do your job. If a team is able to trade a bunch of their draft picks and get good players, if they're willing to mortgage, quote unquote, some of the future young talent that they would be getting for rock bottom prices as far as the draft is concerned, they can do that, and it's a big gamble, and it's either going to pay off or it's not. So that's just the way it is. And you just saw that even with the Bucs playing the way they did, undisciplined, without them not having any real vision as far as coaching goes. There's no Tom he just can't do everything. Okay, he just can't be everywhere at all times. There's got to be a centralized figure who can keep the team focused and keep the team together. And there's just a lot of things that the Bucs don't seem to understand. I don't know. Do they not practice situational football? And I wonder that sometimes. But even with all those things, they damn near won this game. When they tied it 27-27, it was just like, how is this possible? And you have to think that the Rams were just completely freaked out. Like, what the hell's happening? When it was 27-13 and Tom got the ball back, I told Milena, I said, did you see Sean McVay's face? He looked scared. He looked scared. He was like, not scared, like fearful, but, like worried. Like, oh, crap, here we go. That was when they were down by 2 touchdowns. Right after I said that, like 5 seconds after, Chris Collinsworth said the same thing. Hey, did you see Sean McVay's face? Yeah, exactly. So. Help of Courage sends a $20 super chat. He says, Allen and Mahomes are running over each other's defense. Could someone ask Darwin to evolve us some linebackers and DBs that can outrun running quarterbacks? The Zebras and Gazelles are outrunning the Lions and Cheetahs. Dude, I know, it's weird, right? But I do have to say, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good back and forth game here. But guys, I hate to say it, but if the Chiefs win this game, Patrick Mahomes is probably getting his second Super Bowl. So I just don't. The Rams cannot do what they did next week against the 49ers. The 49ers are a different team. They're built very. The 49ers are built like a Mack truck. That's what I think about their team. The Bucs are more finesse and on offense and trying to get big yards with the pass. And the defense, they try to be opportunistic. But the 49ers are just raw, tough guys. And they don't even need Jimmy G to throw the ball to win. But they've got the Rams number as well. The Rams haven't beat them in, I don't think, like 2 seasons or something. But the 49ers have got them beat twice this year. The Rams will have a home game next week in the championship game. However, 49ers fans are going to fill that stadium up. They will. But, yeah. Thank you so much, Alpha Courage, for sending that $20 super chat. Appreciate it. That's pretty awesome. I know it sucks right now. Yeah. But I cannot believe some of the play calling today, and just the execution from a play-to-play perspective. Guys, they were down 3 touchdowns in the third quarter and going back to the huddle. They were going back to the huddle. They had so much time in between plays that NBC was able to put up a bunch of graphics and statistics and do all kinds of little things. They were even able to put up like advertisements from Doritos and Taco Bell and T-Mobile while they're in the drive. What the hell was going on? It was just infuriating. You should have been in no huddle immediately. And they just But yeah, props to the Rams. Congratulations to them. It's a hard fought game there. So Milena's not going to congratulate the Rams. She's still pissed. She's furious. She's not letting them off the hook, guys.
I'm the bigger man. I'm the little girl.
Milena said she's not the bigger man. She's the little girl. All right. Well.
I'm proud of it.
All right. Bruce Arians sucks. He is a useless head coach. And honestly, I think if they had a head coach that could have used their wisdom, could have used their experience and pulled the team together, I think maybe they get that little extra, you know? Tom is on a team with no coaching, no head coaching at all. He's just on a team with coordinators, and they still came this close to winning the game. So what if you had that little extra, just somebody like a wise old man in the room that can also just focus on that only? And that would have been cool, you know, but honestly, I would have taken probably just about any coach in the league right now today over Bruce Arians going into that. That would have given me, I think, enough confidence in this team to not be so down before it ever started. So, Donnie, take a pic since final super chat. He says Tampa's corners were crap last year and this year. Trade a receiver for a veteran corner and use free agency. Yeah, a lot of the season, Donnie, the corners were banged up, and actually the last time they played the Rams, they had a bunch of backups out there. And the one thing about backups that you have to understand is it's not always about whether or not they can play the game or if they're not good. It's a lot about not getting reps. It's not getting the first team reps. It's not being in there as a cohesive first unit, and that chemistry is a big thing. And I think a lot of times people don't think about that in that sense. They just think about, oh, that player's just instantly not as good. Well, yeah, we understand that, but it's also lack of cohesion there and lack of familiarity and stuff. But I don't want to hear any excuses about, you know, injuries and things like that. Let's not do that. Let's not be those people, because everybody goes through this. Quarterbacks have problems where some guys are missing offensive line or something, and you can't just go by that. And look, how many times did the Bucs shoot themselves in the foot also when they did have time? How many missed opportunities? How many times did they would throw an outlet pass or some, you know, for 1 yard, and it was like, what the hell are you doing? That was third down. It just didn't make any sense. There's a lot of stupid calls that, okay, drop balls like crazy. What is with these guys? And all of that, if all this stuff in the first half just goes much better, the pace of the game changes. And the Rams have to kind of change what they're doing too. But I could not believe how many times the Bucs defense made something happen and would bring the game back. And there was a point where I was like, the Bucs offense can't score, so maybe the Bucs defense is going to have to score it. Maybe they're going to have to just pick up the ball and run it back for them, because they can't get it in, because every time they get it, they do something stupid. They miss a field goal. Also, let's not forget, yes, I know that Suckup missed the field goal, but their kicker, Gay, also missed a field goal. And had he landed that, there would be no tie game at the end, and they still would have won by 3. So we have to keep that in mind also. And I'm not going to lie. In Super Bowl 51, when we were starting to make a comeback, I could feel the thing changing. But I really felt we were going to win, because it was not just Tom. It was, I knew all the players were coached correctly. I knew they all knew what to do. They all knew what to do. They were all aware of what was happening. And they knew the right things to do at the right time. And I had the confidence in that. And if you watch the mic'd up of that in replay, you'll see, like you normally see, except for last week, Belichick was coaching the defense. He was showing them what to do. He took over the game. He was like, for that side of the ball, and he was saying, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to happen. And there was nobody there to do that today. It's unfortunate. James Johnson sends a $13.10 super chat. Says home field advantage doesn't exist. At least Brady put up more of a fight than Rodgers. What a dumpster fire of a game. 49ers better win the Super Bowl, and I need therapy.
Yeah.
All right, well.
You and me both.
Hey, if Jimmy G can pull through and get a Super Bowl, wouldn't that be nice? He's one of ours. He was trained and drafted by us. He's still a Patriot as far as I'm concerned. Um, so wouldn't that be awesome? And that'd be good for Kyle Shanahan too. I think that he's been through a lot and a lot of bad endings to games, and maybe that would be good for him too. And it would give the 49ers, you know, let's see, the sixth Super Bowl. They'd tie with us with the Patriots, and um, that could be interesting. So see who gets the 7 first, right? It's just something about the Rams bug me. I don't. Do you know what I mean, Milena? Like, is there something about the Rams? They rub me the wrong way. They just come off as arrogant, very
Yeah.
cocky, and very like entitled. Like they expect everything to go their way.
Yeah.
If you watch them in interviews and stuff, it's
You know
really
what they remind me of? The AI on the computer that you play something. It's like you play chess against the AI or something.
and then it laughs at you. Yeah. Well, the Rams tried to give that game away several times, and if they hadn't even done that, and if the defense hadn't been opportunistic when they were doing that, then it wouldn't have been this close. But once again, at the very end, Tom, got his team together and did what he had to do, and it just unfortunately didn't go to overtime because then it's anybody's game. So
You did see Donnie's super chat or no?
yeah, talking about their corners were crap last year.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I'm catching up here. Christian Harper sends a $2 super chat, says Tampa never gave up. Brady willed them to the tie. Absolutely, Christian. Absolutely, and that's the thing. Um, I don't have to talk about Tom here that much. It's obvious. That's what he does. And everybody on planet Earth who was watching that game was like, oh, shit. Here we go again. Tom Brady. Unbelievable. 27-3, down 27-3 in the third quarter. It's
And then bad clock management, so he ran out of time.
even bad clock management and still managed to,
Yeah.
And again, the defense gave up that last play to Cooper Kupp, but man, they played their asses off though. I just don't know if I can eat their lunch for that. It sucks, but perhaps it shouldn't have come down to that. See it twice since a $5 super chat says a Mahomes loss means new blood can get a ring, and the Nick Wrights and Phil Simms spawn can remain in the torture chamber this season. I like that. Play on torture. That's good. He's always good with these. See it twice. Always got funny stuff. He came up with for Novak Djokovic. He calls him Novaks Djokovic because he won't take the jab. That's pretty good. And he came up with Tomicron, the Tomicron virus. So what's happening here? So the Chiefs are deep inside looks like they're inside their own one. Oh yeah. Wow. I don't know. I wasn't looking. I don't know how this happened, but it's still 7-7. Okay. Buffalo can get a safety here. That would be interesting. But most of all, I want to blame Roman Marisak. It's Roman's fault. It's Roman's fault. Every single game. No, but you weren't here. Every game that Roman has come to my place to watch a game, Tom Brady has won. Every game. Last night, you guys heard it on the show that he said he would be here for the game because I said I needed him here. He doesn't show up until after the game. He doesn't show up until 3:30.
And they were loose.
And they lost. It's your fault.
But otherwise, no excuses. Huh?
Yeah. Other than that, yes. So we all blame you.
All right. That's the real reason.
A plague on both your houses. That's both sides of your family in this case.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Because in the Romeo and Juliet, when Mercutio says a plague on both your houses, He's talking about Juliet's family, the Capulets, and Romeo's family, the Montagues, and he says a plague on both your houses because those two families are at war, and he dies as a result of this stupid family squabble, and he just says plague on both your houses. But in your case, plague on both sides of your family. The Tomicron variant. All right.
Which causes the BDS.
It causes Brady derangement syndrome.
We finally discovered what causes the BDS.
Yeah. Well said, say it twice. Donnie sends another $5 super chat and says, Arians is a player's coach. In other words, he makes the players coach. I like that. I like that. Well said. And guess who wrecked the day, part of the day again? Von Miller. Jesus Christ, this guy. We just can't get away from him. Every time he's in the playoffs against Tom Brady, he always screws things up. Just too bad he wasn't traded to the Bucs. I was trying to get him. I remember when the Denver was shopping him, or there was word that they might be trying to trade him. I was like, come on, Bucs, get him. We need Von Miller on the Bucs. So, because he was ring chasing. He probably didn't want to go to like just anybody. Oh my gosh. Milena, John Thomas Chavez just asked, did we have Ramses with us?
Did you see my answer? He was asleep the whole time. I couldn't wake him up.
We didn't grab him. I didn't.
The Rams gave him something. Put something in his food.
They put him to sleep. Huh? I can't believe I did that.
So he was asleep the whole time. I couldn't wake him up.
So we blame Ramses too. So it's Ramses and Roman's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But not the team.
But not the team. So that's what is that what we're going with? All right. All right. Well, anyway, Tom ain't going out like that, guys. Don't worry. Don't listen to all the bull crap and everything about, he's going to retire and stuff. I don't think so. I just don't think so. John Thomas Chavez says, you can't blame your team. You have to be an emotional sports fan and blame everyone but them. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting, it's going to be a very interesting Super Bowl. I agree that if the Bills win tonight, that's going to be the road team won every game this weekend. And it's somebody new is going to win the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to win a Super Bowl that has never won before. Either Josh Allen, I mean, referring to quarterbacks, that is. Jimmy Garoppolo, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, or Joe Burrow. And that is, of course, only if the Bills can win this game. So, who would I rather, let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I got that one. All right. Who would I rather see win a Super Bowl, the Chiefs or the Rams?
Oh, man, that's a hard one. It's hard.
Why'd you have to ask me that? What the hell?
You live in LA.
That doesn't matter.
I know, especially with the current state of the
I don't know. The Rams just. I still think they did St. Louis wrong, and to move here. Stan Kroenke, their owner, lied. And he's a piece of crap. I don't know. It's just. So if you look at the game stats between the Rams and the Bucs, you would think that this was a back and forth battle the whole game. But all of the Bucs stuff happened at the very end, like when they started making that comeback.
Yeah.
There weren't too many penalties. Only 4 on the Rams and 4 on the Bucs. But the ones on the Bucs were shady. They were kind of stupid. So not a lot of laundry on the field today. Other than that, the Rams had 4 fumbles lost. The Bucs won and 1 interception thrown. So usually when your team wins the turnover battle, you win the game. And in this case, it didn't happen. So this game was certainly not about stats. It certainly was not about any of that. It seemed like for a while there, nobody wanted to win this game. So it's just weird. A horse, my kingdom for a horse. Richard III. Looks like we're doing some Shakespeare tonight. Ooh, ooh. All right, anyway. I'm trying to get in a better mood here.
Yeah.
Rams or Chiefs? I don't know, man. That's God dang.
How about Bills or Niners?
How about both of their team planes like run that? They can't get off the tarmac or something. Well, actually, the Rams wouldn't have to because it's here in LA. I don't know. I guess the Rams because Matthew Stafford, spent his whole career in Detroit, and that's a hellhole, both the team and the city. And I hope I don't have any subscribers from Detroit. I'm really, really like advertising the channel today, ain't I? They don't have computers there? Okay. Oh, good. You pulling a Chael Sonnen, huh? All right. Yeah. I mean, if I knew they had computers in Detroit, I wouldn't have said what I said. I thought I was saying it in private company. So I want to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody. Yeah, screw all y'all. Screw all y'all. James Johnson, Consul James Johnson sends a $2 super chat and says 49ers want revenge against Chiefs for Super Bowl 54, round 2. Depending on the 49ers injury situation, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. It will depend on that big time if they can win next week. So, but I guess if I had a gun to my head, it would be I'd go for the Rams over the Chiefs just for that reason, probably. And Sean McVay's never won. I'm not a big fan of his, but at least it's somebody new. It's some new guys. Aaron Donald's not won a ring. So there you go. I guess them. So, but I say that like I don't know. Can they both lose? Like that's just the Super Bowl. I don't want to see. That's just awful.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's like the 2005 Super Bowl, the Steelers against the Seahawks. That was just like ugh. So yeah, let's not go there yet. Maybe we don't have to experience this.
Don't call them.
Yeah, so maybe we don't have to deal with that yet. All right. So let's just see what the Bills can do here. All right. So guys, I'm gonna finish watching this game now, and then depending on how this game goes, I might come on afterwards. We'll see, and then we can talk more about this and as I've thought about this game more and more. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being on. Like I said, I normally wouldn't, but I couldn't hide from this. We had to face it. So that's just what happens sometimes. So thank you guys so much. I know it's disappointing. It sucks, but I hope. Let's see if something good happens with Josh Allen, the Bills. I'm sorry, Josh Von Allen. All right, and don't forget, guys, it's not over. As far as football and things like that, we in the off season we have our big series coming up. This is going to be freaking epic. Okay, it's the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and we're going to rank them based on a formula that I've created. and each quarterback, the countdown of that quarterback is going to get his own video clip. So I really think this is going to be a big thing. I think it's going to get a lot of good attention for the channel, and it's just something fun to do in the off season when there's no football. Looks like our last super chat of the night is from Donnie, $5 super chat. He says, I don't hate Patrick Mahomes, but I don't want to spend all offseason hearing he's catching up to the GOAT. Blah, blah, ad nauseum, ad infinitum. Kill them, Caesar. Yes, I agree. That would be annoying. So, yeah, that too. See, there's another added reason to go for the Rams in that case. So, thank you guys so much. Appreciate all of y'all. Talk to you soon.
Hi, this is tennis player Mariana Dragic, and you're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest sports analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
Von Allen Sports.